help or if they have something funny they want to put out.
Yeah.
How do we get 2 screens now?
I don't know.
Ah, look at that. That's cool.
What'd you do, Ray?
Oh yeah, even on full
There we
screen.
There we go. And yeah, so people will go in the chat and talk back and forth all the time.
Yeah.
There he is, Keith.
Thank you.
Must have been Keith who did it.
That's what I was looking at, because as soon as I got in, you guys were like, how come there's 2 screens? And I'm trying to find this.
That happened last time with you. Remember that, Keith? We were talking about that at the end of the show. We had that all those different screens up there.
Wow.
Why is it doing that? Weird.
Yep. How's your shoulder?
It's getting better. 2 weeks in.
Good.
So,
Let me know if you need me to come down with my tools to fix anything on it.
Yeah.
On my shoulder? Yeah.
Louis, I tell you, dude, with the work you've been doing, you could leather wrap it with the work you've been putting up. Oh my God, beautiful stuff.
You do sling?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm okay with the sling. Yeah, I'm trying to. I've been waiting to retire and everything to really get into doing my leather stuff. So now it's here. I'm gonna do it. Yep. Did I tell you guys I got me a little shop here?
Yeah, you were talking about that last week, or you said you were looking at a place.
Yeah, it's one of those big sheds. I think it's 16 by 30 maybe.
Wow.
One of the real big sheds you see on the side of the road they're selling, like the Amish people.
That's
one of those. It's pretty nice.
Are you got one section of it, one part of it, or is it? Yeah,
I got one section of it, and 2 other guys are in there doing leather stuff too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's gonna work out pretty good. And every winter we're gonna go there and set up our leather stuff.
Nice.
Yep. So if anybody needs anything, I can make it pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep. So Keith, I've seen one of your RVs down here, like yours.
Oh, really?
That's pretty neat looking,
cool.
man.
Yeah, did you get to go inside it and everything?
No, he was riding by.
Yeah,
it was pretty clean too. It was. What year are those? Probably in the 80s.
73 to 77.
Okay.
77. Yeah,
It was clean, man. Whoever had it kept it in good shape.
Yeah. Yeah, they last a while. I mean, aluminum body and fiberglass. It's
yeah.
I thought that was a little later, because what year was Stripes?
That was 79.
Okay,
it might be 78.
I don't know. Was it that old? I mean, am I that old to remember that far back?
Yeah, I think it was either 79 or 80 because that was the first show that I watched ever on cable because we had just got cable and I was waiting for the cable guy to come so I could watch it that night.
Oh, really?
Watch it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I
73 to 78.
Yeah.
73 to 78 is when I made it. That makes
that's
sense.
That's the band that's the RV that they used for their invasion or secret weapon or whatever.
Yeah.
Wax was 1981.
81?
Yep.
Yeah, I knew it was right around there. Yeah.
EM50.
I'm about to watch that again because that was a good movie.
That's an excellent movie. Yeah, all those Hal Ramis movies are just stellar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they can't make stuff. They can't make movies like that anymore.
No,
they'd be in trouble.
They can't.
Yeah.
Hell, they can't do half the stuff they used to do that we thought that was so so bad.
Oh my God!
All right, so let's go around the horn and see what is your favorite show that we've done here on Planet Traffic or guest. Who was your favorite guest? Either way, we'll go with you, Keith.
Well, they were all good.
Favorite guest? Either like the Ring Brothers or Stacey David was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Always a favorite.
The Ring Brothers. I like the Ring Brothers because they, he told you all details. And,
yeah, he's coming on.
Man, though.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many really.
Kevin Takes was on. I mean, Tamco paint.
Tamco,
Just-
yeah.
And that just popped up in my feed today, a Tamco video, which I didn't get to watch. It just out of nowhere, it just popped up on my YouTube feed just tonight. There's just
Hey guys, you want to hear something crazy? You talk about stuff just popping up or just happening. Remember, I don't know if I know I told you, Ray. You remember when that one year I did bust my balls on the tool truck, and I didn't really have a lot, so I put cash.
Yeah.
You know, I had put $100 bill in
Right.
the Christmas bulb, right?
Bulb.
Or, ornament. And I had this one guy, this one Spanish guy come out, and I tried to explain the whole thing, and there was language barrier problem, blah blah blah, whatever. Try to explain. I showed him what I did, but he picked the bulb, right, and he took it and walked off the truck.
right.
He didn't break it, and so after that event, or after that, whatever bulbs were left, I took them down and broke them all to see, because nobody ever claimed that $100 bill.
Right.
The $100 bill was never claimed. Nobody ever told me they found it. Nobody ever said anything, right?
Mhm.
So that guy, this was a while back ago. This was, I don't know, 8 years ago, I guess, when I did that. And so it was like 2 years later, that guy moved or left that shop and went someplace else.
Uh-huh.
Had not seen this guy in the last 5 years plus. Guess who stepped on the truck today?
No fooling.
That guy. And you know what he said? He goes, "No bulbs?" And I said, "No, not this year." He goes, "Oh." So he bought a hat, bought a couple things, and he left. But it was like, it didn't even I'm like, dude, where's my $100? You were supposed to, you were supposed to break the $100 and buy something on the truck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I was like, you want to talk about weird? Because I hadn't seen that guy in over 5 years.
And you
Wait,
had
did you
talked
tell
about
him there was
this last
$100
week.
in it?
Huh?
Did you tell him there was $100 in the bowl?
No, I didn't tell anybody. I said
that
I said that the thing was, I had like cash. I had it was like a fortune cookie thing. I would write down free beanie or free jacket or 10% off your next purchase. I had all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And you make your payment. Either you made a payment or you bought something, and you got to pick a bulb. It's called bust my balls. You take the ball, the ornament, you smash it, and what's in there is what you won. If it was.
Yeah, maybe he took it home and just put it on his tree.
Well, so
Right. Well, this guy, like I said, he took the bulb, and I said, "Now break it." And he said, "No," and he walked off. And
right.
Put it in his tree.
So
You didn't notice
technically,
$100.
he you can't say that he ever claimed 100 because it may still be in that ball, and he doesn't even know
Yeah.
it.
right.
That's
I mean,
lovely.
I don't know. I mean, I had couple. I mean, he was the most. I mean, I had him, and then I don't know. I might have had one or two other guys, but I still see those guys today.
Right.
So I think they would have said something.
Maybe, yeah. I
I
would
mean,
have.
unless
You know-
they thought for some reason, whatever. But I just thought it was, we were talking about weird thing. I mean, like I said, out of the blue, this dude walks on a truck and he says, "Hey, Mr. Brian." I said, "Oh my God." I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And he goes, No bulbs." And I said, "No, not this year."
It's funny because just last night we were talking at dinner, and I was explaining. We were talking about some business stuff, about the way local businesses, and just some different theories about operation, the way businesses run today. And I used the bust your balls as an example. I said, this is something Brian does. I said, and it's great. I said, because if it works the right way, you're either giving something away to a guy and he feels good about it, it's a win. I said, if I said, if it was me, I said, I'd be making like 5 payments. Give me 5 balls. You know what?
Yeah.
It's a win-win because I'm only making 5 payments against my own account anyway. So
Right.
It's not like I'm paying, I'm paying myself. So I'd be up there, I'd buy like 5 or 10 balls with the hopes of winning something really good. I mean, how many hats and scarves do you need? But and I said, but that's merchandising and marketing at its finest, and at its root, that's how it works. I said, and I explained how that guy didn't understand it. I said, but there's always a guy who doesn't get it. And my daughter was like, wow, really? She goes, he didn't understand that. I was like, no, he didn't. And now he wanted, and she goes, oh, she goes, he wanted that ball for his tree. I'm like, that's right.
Mhm.
And of course, my wife says, you mean he just breaks those balls right on the floor in the truck? I was like, yeah, he's got a leaf blower. He just blows them out. I said, what's the big deal?
A leaf.
So everybody's got their own take on what's going on. It's funny.
So,
Great idea.
but I wanted, like I said, and then another guy came out, and it didn't even, like I said, it didn't click fast enough because I wanted to ask him. I was like, hey, did you ever find $100? Because, like I said,
Yeah.
I don't even,
Right.
I have no idea where it is. I mean, it
Right.
never,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even if the guy busted it on the truck, I would think that he probably wouldn't spend it right away. He'd probably be stashing that for like Christmas shopping or
That's what I'm thinking.
whatever he needs $100 for.
Well, I mean, like I said, there's a lot of guys. I mean, there's a lot of guys that, I mean, as soon, like I said, as soon as they get the money in their hand, they can't hold it. They got to spend it. And that's the majority. And then you have a few that will hold it.
Your hope is that they got to spend it on Matco tools. They may be looking at the bar or whatever other establishments they choose to go into. That's where they may be looking to spend it.
Well, that's like we have one, and everybody does it, but you'll take $20 or $50 or whatever the item is, and you laminate it. We have a laminator, so you laminate it into the package.
Okay.
You wrap it up in the package. Let's say it's an impact gun, and you put $50 in it, and it's the way you're selling it is, you purchase this today, and here's your first payment.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so the guy is supposed to buy it and take the 50 out and hand you the 50 because that's his first payment.
Right.
But a lot of guys will say, "Oh, I'll pay you next week," and take the 50 and run off.
Right.
And I've had a few guys that I've never seen that that will say, "My tool guy always has something with money. So what can I buy that has money?" It's like, I'm never going to see you again. You think this is like an ATM machine. You're going to come here and get money and leave.
So yeah, I think the way to do it to guarantee that is you put in like a gift certificate that says buy the tool and we apply this much to the to your account. That's what
that's what you got to do. But I mean, they want the wow factor of seeing that
or cut the bill in half. Keep the half.
That's
right. Give me the other half of that bill and we'll put it towards your payment.
Yep.
That's true.
I've done it. I had some of that movie money.
Oh yeah.
And I've had that, and I've used that before, the movie money. And I've had guys try to go off, and I was like, "Hey, that ain't real, dude." So, and they look, and they say, "What do you mean it's not real?" And then they realize it says motion picture movie.
You'll have the guys in the SUVs knocking on your door while
I know. Well,
distributing cash, counterfeit.
Yeah,
cash.
The rate I'm going won't be too much longer.
Just what you need, right? Yeah, funny stuff.
So, but I just thought that was weird. I hadn't seen that guy in 5+ years.
That's
crazy. And it's funny because you had talked about it last week.
Yeah. So I don't know, crazy, but
the guy remembered it after all that time too. That's
Well, I mean, it is. I don't know. I should have some pictures. I didn't do it this year, but it is a kind of a wow factor when you walk onto the truck and see all those ornaments hanging from the ceiling.
Sure.
And and I do it, smash my pumpkins, do it during Halloween.
Papa
I
Squirrel's
have
ears
orange.
must have been ringing because I was just thinking about him.
Oh,
Hey, Papa Squirrel.
And there he goes.
and here it goes.
He's like, I'll fix those guys.
So
Yeah,
So,
you know, when I was telling the story last night, I told my wife, Dora, I said, you know, I said, I wish I had a tool truck to go on around the holidays. I said, because it was always such a great time. And I don't know, but I can't speak for everybody else. I always wanted to buy something extra, something different, get myself a Christmas present, you know. So I always had to draw. I didn't need incentive to spend money on a tool truck, but around the holidays, I definitely would spend more because especially if it was a special or
Mhm.
there was just give me a reason. So yeah, and you don't even have to give me a reason, but if you give me one, but I may not be the typical your typical customer. I don't know.
well, you're just definitely you're old school. I mean, most of these guys, it's hard. Well, honestly, most guys know they I had the Eagle truck.
Yeah.
Oh, how'd that go?
Actually, it went very well, and I generated a lot of talk and a lot of stuff. I didn't make any big sales that right now,
Mhm.
but I've got a lot of stuff. I mean, I wrote a lot of quotes. I've gotten a lot of texts,
Nice.
and it was pretty good. I was pleased. It kind of sucked missing a day, on my full route, but like I said, it definitely got a lot of attention, and I had a lot of people on the truck.
So,
The-
what was different on that truck that you don't have in yours? Like it was
basically the only thing on that truck was sheet metal, toolboxes and carts and scanners. It had all
$5.
one, two, three, four, five. It had all 6 scanners on the truck, and it showed, and they were all hooked to a screen or to a TV, and you could touch play, push buttons, and see all the options and see where you want it to, go. I get a lot of guys, and I tried, again, you try to explain this because you get a lot of guys. They say, "Oh, I want the best scanner. I want the greatest scanner you have," because they think that's going to fix the problem,
Right,
but they don't even use half the stuff
right.
on that scanner.
Right.
And it's like, okay, well, this is the top of the line. It's $9,200, and they're like, "Wow,
How much?
yeah." Well, they say, "Wow, okay."
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, when's the last time you used a 4-channel scope?" "Well, I've never used a scope." Okay, well, why then? Why buy that if you're not if you're not going to use it? You're not going to use it.
Yeah.
Well, I might. I said,
I might.
okay, well, okay. How long have you had a scope on, with your other scanner? I've had it all ever since. Did you ever use it? No.
Do you? Well, the other question is, do you know how to use it?
Yeah, well, I try because they want. Then it's an educational show and tell session, and
Right.
but that's one of the things. And that's when you try to ask. That's why you try to ask. What are you trying to do, or what's the purpose?
Yeah.
And you get them in a better ballpark. I was like, well, look,
You know,
this is $4,000 less, and it does everything. And if you want a scope, you can add it to it.
Mhm.
when you talk about guys wanting the most powerful scanners because they feel it'll fix the car, we all know that that's fallacy. So, what just happened a couple of weeks ago with my wife with the cruise, while I left the oil cap off and threw all sorts of crazy codes, I used my Blue Driver, and I looked at it on the phone and I could see what the codes were and whatever, and it gives you repair solutions with Blue
Yeah.
Driver. So all of them were related to either the valve cover or the PCV, which is in the valve cover. There was a major engine one that I never saw that code before. And then they give you links right to app. Oh, it was a map sensor. They said it could be a sensor. So when it says map sensor, you can click on it. It takes you right to Amazon to that part. So you could order it immediately. And I'm sure a lot of guys do that. But I'm looking at it saying, no, I don't think this is right. And then when I got home and I actually opened the hood and saw the oil cap was off, I said, okay, there's my gross leak right there.
Yeah.
That's the problem. So all this, and of course they showed you high propensity for this being the problem with the cruise. So I went back in after the fact, and you can leave your comments on the repair solution. And I told them every single one, you guys are sucking wind, man. It was the oil cap was off. Like, had nothing to do with, know.
Well, I mean, like you said, that's a proven. I mean, even that's why I like when they have the major causes or ideology or whatever they call that. Where they give you a direction to go. That's fine, but you still have to check the basics.
Well, you got to open the hood and look.
Right, and there's guys that never. It's like I said.
Right.
I got guys that, they run along and it's like, well, did you ever check your ground? Well, no, and that's what's causing the other thing to trigger. They're replacing parts and saying, well, this scanner doesn't work.
Right. Well, that's the thing, because even though the solutions are based on people's input, I do know that the valve cover and the PCV, I did do that job 3 times on that engine, because the first part was a Dorman and that sucked, that's why I hate Dorman. The second one was a dealer. I got it from a dealership, and that one failed. And the third one, it's on there now for the past couple of years, is also a dealer part. But I did notice that the number changed. So they updated the part from the dealership. And it is a known problem with those cars. So I could see them throwing that out there, but they, it would almost be nice if they put in some possible problems, like, a split hose. Look at the hoses. Maybe you have a split hose, or maybe your oil cap is off. Because I know plenty of guys. I hear it all the time. Guys have an evap code. They get an evap code, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm just going to put a gas cap on it. Well, why are you going to do that? Well, that's the most common thing.
Yeah.
Well, a gas cap would cause that because it would cause air intrusion. I said, but there's 1,000 other places that there could be a problem. Well, the gas cap is cheapest. I was like, okay, if you want to take the path to least resistance. And I said, you know what? Go on, do it. $8, $10, $12, why not? But don't be surprised, if you got to go deeper.
So I got a scanner story. My buddy came over. He's here in Quartzsite too in his bus, and he's the guy that programmed my computer for my cruise control.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have cruise control on this new computer that I switched over. And he gets in there and he goes, "Oh, I see why your cruise control is not working, because this computer came off a vehicle that had a PTO and a automatic or a standard."
Oh.
So he said the pins are different because the PTO has to do something different when you set the cruise.
Uh-huh. All right.
So,
okay. Well, that makes sense.
He's doing some research for me to see if he can bypass somewhere.
Right.
Or I might be stuck with no
Lewis
cruise.
is at Quartzsite now.
Well, those are the guys that really know, that's
Yes.
XOD. Those are the guys that really know the ins and outs of the they know how the thing thinks.
Yeah. Yep.
It's scary.
So hopefully he could figure something out, because man, when I drove from St. Louis to here, my leg was swollen and fat and hurting.
Sure.
You just got to get a brick on a string and just set it on there.
Broomstick, yeah. You got to get like the steering wheel holder.
Yeah, something. I gotta do something.
Yeah. Or light a spring.
Yep. How you doing, Papa Squirrel?
Hey, I'm here. I damn near forgot it was Thursday again.
Yeah. I was just thinking about you. I'm like, where's Papa Squirrel? And then you popped up.
Well, if my wife had to remind me, I'd have probably have never remembered it.
They come quick, man. These Thursdays like come twice a week.
Yeah, man. It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
So, how you guys fixed for party season? You guys got dates? You got a place you got to go? What's going on? Nobody? Nothing?
Well, the lift party got moved to January 4th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be last Sunday, but with the snow, everybody went, "Hey, we ain't going."
Right.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be this Sunday, but I found out from Bill that half the guys couldn't go.
Yeah.
So the date they picked is January 4th.
Okay. Yeah, when it rains, it pours. I got the shop. I do work out of. They're having their party tomorrow afternoon, and then I got a springboard from there up into the UD because it's the UD Christmas party tomorrow night. So that ends up being almost an all-nighter. So it's going to be a long day for me.
Yeah, UD is fun though.
We're having a wonderful party. We're staying home.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we finally got home.
Yeah, that's good. It's good to be back home.
Well, yeah.
We haven't had a work party since before COVID.
Really?
Now nobody plans anything.
Yeah, a lot of places don't. Yeah.
Like we having a Christmas party? No one's planning it. I'm like, okay. And I'm not planning it.
It was the
Like, I'm
perfect
not doing
way
it.
out. Yeah, it was the perfect way out. Just we're not doing it.
Yep. Because we don't go in the office anymore, so I mean,
Yeah.
we have to go meet somewhere or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't do.
Well, the local diner here is having a little food giveaway thing, so we're gonna go help them again, like we did for Thanksgiving.
Oh, good.
That's
Nice.
So other than that, we're just counting the cactus.
Yeah. I got some good food in the afternoon, and then usually we would pitch quarters, and I would always come back with a bag of quarters. So I'm probably going to miss out on that fun tomorrow, but at the UD it's like cigars and whiskey, so it'll be a little bit different. Cigars, whiskey, and car stories.
Yeah.
In a garage filled with cars, so it's kind of a unique setting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody
Did
get
you hear
their
about
shopping done?
Christmas shopping done?
Yeah, everybody get their Christmas shopping done?
No, I'm still waiting for stuff from Amazon.
I went out last night to the mall with my daughter. I took her out to the mall and we did some stuff. Yeah. Ordered a few things online.
Yeah, we sent our box off on Monday, so hopefully our kids and grandkids get their stuff this week.
Yeah, we got one going out to North Carolina tomorrow. And that's going to be interesting. It's going to be heavy. But yeah, what am I saying? I went out today. I had to make a couple stops today to do a couple of things. A little bit last minute stuff. And one particular area I had to go to up in Garden City, man, was it nutty. I came in the back way into the side, and I could make a right into the area, the parking lot, and people were just backed up in that row. The people coming the other way against us were trying to make a left in there at the light. Now there were people on the other side of the intersection coming across. So I said, screw this. I went straight up the Old Country Road. I figured I'll sneak in through the front. No one is going out. Well, that was just as bad. So I was like, damn, and I had to go to the liquor store too, so I couldn't not go. So
Now, that
I'll
would be
tell you
the reason
something.
we're going, liquor store.
And I tell you, this liquor store, it's called Total Wine, and it is literally a supermarket in paradise.
They got everything.
It's like I want one of everything. I tell you something, the liquor manufacturers, even if I don't drink the stuff, I want it because it just looks, it's so appealing.
Yeah.
The way they're branding their products these days is so eye-catching, and the names they're coming up with are so unique. You just want to try it, And then when I saw the guy in front of me at the register, his bill was like $550. So like, I guess he was trying a few things.
And what you said was Total Wine?
Total Wine, yeah.
This is the place in Garden City, right?
Correct, on Old Country Road.
I went there once with my brother
Uh-huh.
because they had a pretty decent deal on scotch. But he's like, Jim, come here. And there's one cabinet that's left, and inside, and I think it was a Glenlivet. The price, $75,000.
You are correct, and I'll tell you, I have pictures. I took pictures of that stuff. Let me see if I can find them.
And there was a couple of those in there for like 50 grand too. And
Jeez.
talking to somebody's like, yeah, guys are collecting bottles of scotch on the hopes that it'll go up in value.
Wow, that's what they're doing. Okay.
On the hopes.
Well, maybe we better be putting it in a safe. Let me see. Hang on here. Let me see.
I was on one of those rally races up in Canada, and these guys had that Black Diamond champagne, and it was $5,000 a bottle.
Really?
Jeez.
Yep, and they had a whole case of it.
Oof.
I was always a cheap drinker. I never.
Nothing wrong with that, Papa Squirrel.
I never did. You know, hey, back when I was in the service, it was MD 2020.
Yeah.
And,
Mad Dog.
Oh, yeah.
T-Bird, one of my favorites.
Yep, we did that too. It was only after I got out of the service that I got more educated.
I'll
More
tell you a funny
sophisticated.
story.
And now I can't drink, so it doesn't matter.
It was like back in the 80s, a friend of mine and we used to play a lot of darts and pool at my house and then go out, we'd be drinking and we'd go out riding our bikes at like super stupid speeds down by the beach. Really death wish kind of stuff, but we were younger. And one year we decided, you know what, we got to get some Mad Dog 2020, Thunderbird, and there's another one, Night Train. So we started going to liquor stores in the town where I live, and they were looking at me like, where the hell do you think you are? Like, you can't get that here. You got to go to the next town over. So we did, which is a poorer community. And even then they had like thin little, 1/8-inch plexiglass shields up. I think they were hoping you'd think it was bulletproof glass. But that's where we went. We bought all the cheap wines and we started drinking them. And I found out that I think it was it might have been Thunderbird that I liked the best. I don't know, but we only did that one time.
Thunderbird, Night Train.
Yeah, and Mad Dog 2020.
Mad Dog 2020.
There used to be one, and they don't have it anymore. Tyrolia.
All right. So here's what Jim is talking about.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So
89,000.
you see the price on that? Yeah.
Crazy.
$89,999.
$89,000.
Right. So.
And one next was only like 9,000.
Only 10 grand. Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Cheap stuff.
Yeah. The cheap stuff.
$89,000 for a bottle of booze.
Yeah.
Even if I had the money, I wouldn't buy it.
It's
I know.
for sale in a liquor store.
Oh, they're both Macallan too. That's my favorite.
Okay, let's see here. Where are we? Oh, this is only 72,000. Yeah, this is
Well, my wife informed me she wasn't going to buy me that bottle for Christmas.
Yeah, this was Singleton at 42,000, and Spiritus Direct at 72.5. Yeah, I mean they have this right up front. Like as you come in the store. This was the other stuff. Like, I mean, $2,400 is like a bargain. It's like, let me take 5 of those instead of the.
Yeah.
It was like, geez, who the hell is buying this? But I guess, like Jim said, people are doing it there.
How you spell champagne?
CHAMPAGNE. Champagne.
Say it again.
CHAMPAGNE. Just like it sounds.
Okay.
That's not the way it sounded to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, me either.
Champagne.
I'm not finding it.
So funny stuff. Funny stuff.
So you guys heard about Greg Biffle, right?
Yeah. Can't
Right.
believe that.
Yeah.
Greg,
Oh, Greg
Biffle,
NASCAR
NASCAR driver.
NASCAR.
Oh,
Yeah,
No, I
it
didn't
was
hear what
him
happened.
and his whole family were in a airplane that crashed this morning,
oh
Yeah.
no.
and nobody survived.
Oh, that's terrible.
He drove back in you know 2000, you know, mid 2000, I guess, up to, I don't know, he drove back in the day, and he was really, actually, it's really sad because you find out all the stuff he flew his helicopter and
Yeah.
to all
Yeah.
the people in the Carolinas during the flood and flying them out, and just I mean,
Really nice guy, real helping everybody out.
you know, just a really great guy. And I don't know, man, I don't understand. Those NASCAR drivers got to stay away from aviation, dude. They all died in a plane or a helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't follow him in NASCAR, but he was on Cletus McFarland's channel a couple times, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
They became pretty good friends.
Yeah, and I think Greg Biffle got Cletus into, because he had all the connections, got him into
yeah.
NASCAR and stuff like that. So now Cletus Garrett is like posting up, like pitch like every hour of him, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like he's
Yeah, he like I said, he was a good. I mean, like I said, it's just really sad. These guys, you know, they do a lot, and you know,
Yep.
people
Always good
don't realize.
Yep, all the good people.
Remember, only the people like Charles Manson and that live forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no shit.
yeah, it really sucks.
Hell, we've had a whole run of people, man. We had the dude that was Buck Rogers, and
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
I saw that.
and
I didn't realize he was as old as he was.
82.
yeah. And God, I can't believe Dick Van Dyke actually made it to 100.
Right.
Thank God he didn't do the Betty White. They were celebrating Betty White before she hit, and she passed
Yeah.
Before
she actually got to 100.
Right.
They must have had Dick Van Dyke wrapped up in bubble wrap and strapped to a wall so he couldn't do anything to make sure he made it to the 100, because they all ran their mouth on Betty White.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. You can't talk too soon.
yeah, it's crazy.
Ugh.
So
Well, then didn't Jimmy Carter made it to 100 too, didn't he?
He
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
He didn't look like he was there at 100, but
He didn't look good when he was like 60.
yeah.
He looked old. You know, some people just look old
Yeah.
before their time. I get a kick out of it. I mean, I think each generation has certainly, I think maybe even starting with our generation, maybe the people that are even maybe a little 10 years older than us to some degree, we look a lot better than our parents and grandparents did at the same age, without a doubt. And
Oh, yeah.
I watched a couple of videos on it. Some of them were just informational. Some were actually medically based. And the thing that makes the most sense is, you know, diet. People don't smoke as much, don't drink as much, and you know, those are big agers. So yeah, I watch, you know, a lot of old TV, and I'll see the guy, you know, they're responding to an aided case, and the guy's like, oh yeah, you know, there's a guy like got no hair, what he's got is gray or white, you know, he's all wrinkly and like, yeah, 50-year-old man. I'm like, what? Jesus. Well, the guy's like 47, you know, 46 years old, and he looks like he's like, you know, should be like 70.
70. Yeah.
So very, very common in
When I was a
old
kid
TV.
growing up in Mississippi in the 50s, I remember some of those farmers that we used to know, you know, they'd be like 60 years old, and they look like, my God, they look like a mummy.
Yeah, weathered, still weathered.
Yeah, oh, very
Yeah.
weathered.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you're 60, that's still considered young.
Doesn't feel it.
No, and
Doesn't always feel
75
it.
doesn't feel it either. Well, actually, 75 feels it all right.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Aches, pains.
I always look at it this way, because most of us walk around with aches and pains daily, and I say, hey, you know what? That's God's way of letting you know you're still alive.
Yeah.
Grandpa used
reminder.
to say, what don't hurt, don't work.
And I got to tell you, I was just, I'll confess it because we always fall on the sword. I was, we had snow here, and there was a bunch of ice. So the gutters now were starting to melt, and I'm getting some water, but I see it's coming off. There was a snow cap on top of the gutter, and I want to knock it off because I don't want to get an ice dam coming up under the shingles. So I have this patio in front of my house, but it doesn't go the whole length of the house. It stops about 8 feet short. So I got my big snow brush from the FJ, since it opens up to 5 feet long, and I'm there. I'm just bringing the snow off the gutter, and I'm walking down. Because I'm outside now. My wife's going to come. We're going to go do some shopping, and I'm going. I'm not thinking. I'm just watching the gutter, and next thing you know, I'm like, whoa! And I'm like, I walked right off the edge of the freaking patio. Cleared the steps. There's 2 steps. Cleared those and landed on the walkway. Didn't fall, thankfully, because I probably would have hit my head on the pavers. And as soon as I hit the ground, I was stunned. What happened? And then then I realized, you fucking idiot! The patio ends. I'm going like
Getting too
Yep. You
involved
lose
in work, right?
space awareness.
So I learned that just because you get older doesn't mean you get smarter.
Right.
I think it's an inverse operation at times.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Well, that's like when the time I fell out of the tool truck. I tell you, because I had gone by my storage unit and picked up a toolbox. I had sold one, and I was putting another one on the truck, and I had taken one out. I mean, I'd taken the one out because I wanted to change the location on the truck. So I put it up there, raised the lift gate up, and the lift gate was up. Got the box loaded in, and got out of the truck, went and put the lift gate down, and I went to go get the other box, and I said, I want to put it back the other way. So I went back into the truck, and one of them was a 2-bay. The one that was on the truck was a 2-bay, and I was putting also a 3-bay in. But the 2-bay I could turn around inside the truck. It's small, So the lift gate was down. So 99% of the time when that back door is open, the lift gate's there.
Yeah.
And I'm walking backwards, turning around, and I went right out the back.
Shit.
Oh, fell down.
With a tube on your chest.
Yeah.
I knocked me out. I knocked the wind out of me.
Yeah.
I broke 2 ribs.
Oof.
Yeah.
And I woke up, and the box is hanging on the back of the truck. I'm laying there. I don't know how long I was out.
Right.
And I get up. I couldn't move. I mean, I knew I broke my ribs. And so now I'm sitting out here. Huh?
In the front or the back? The back side of the rib.
Front.
Yeah. Oh.
And
you fell on your back though, right?
Yeah, I fell on my back. But when I came down sideways, I had hit part of when I took a step, I fell up underneath the truck and I fell on the lift gate on the side. And laid there. I don't know how long. I mean, like I said, there all by myself, nobody in the storage unit. And I'm like, man, I gotta get home. I got to load. Of course, I got 2 boxes now. I got to load.
Yeah.
So I strapped those things in there. Got home, man. I thought I was gonna die, dude. That was painful. But like you said, falling out of the back of that truck,
Yeah.
stupidest thing ever, man. When
You
I
know,
fell out.
Something happened to me like that. It's got to be 40 years ago. I was going to work in the morning, and we had a light dusting of snow. There was probably a little bit of black ice under the light dusting of snow, and I was taking the garbage out before I was going to work. So, and I had 3 shallow steps coming down off that same patio, and I had the bag of garbage in my hand, and I went down the 3 steps and slipped, and my legs went out from under me, bag in my hand, and I fell right on my tailbone, right on my coccyx. Bang! And I was out. And I know I was out because when I opened my eyes, I had snow all over me. I was covered in snow because it was snowing. I was like, holy shit, how long was I out? Not long.
Snowman.
Could have been 30 seconds, 45. I don't know why my wife didn't come out to see where I was. I don't know. But man, and that was the start of a lot of the back problems I have because I bruised it. And man, that one's following me till this day. That's a tough. So whenever I watch those, I watch a lot of fail videos, and skateboarders are always falling, and they always land right on that tailbone, right on the coccyx. And I actually have to look the other way because I know what it feels like, and I know what it's going to feel like in the future. I don't find those funny at all. I really don't. I don't. I feel bad for the guy, even though he's a dumbass. Maybe I was just taking out the garbage. Maybe I should have been more careful. I don't know. But some people are doing things that they really shouldn't. Like, jump off the roof into the pool, but hit the edge of the pool. You're dumbass. But falls like that they definitely get your attention.
Well, everything adds up. By the time you get older, those things that weren't bothering you that much are been sitting there patiently waiting.
It's kind of funny too, because then you learn a little bit about medication. I don't remember what doctor I even went to, but I went to a doctor, and they said, it's bruised. There's nothing we can do for it. There's no break, and they gave me a muscle relaxer, stuff called Flexeril, shaped like a little home plate. And I guess that probably happened to me around March or so, because shortly after that, I know it was spring. And I remember I was riding my motorcycle. So at the time I was living in Nassau and I was working in Queens. So I had like a 25-mile ride. So, I was taking the Flexeril when needed. And I remember taking one and riding to work. And I got about halfway there and a little incident on the highway. So we get to work, and then we had coffee break. And me and all the boys I know, we'd meet in the break room for coffee. So I was sitting there hanging out, and I had my boys there, and I said, something funny happened today. I was riding to work this morning, and a lady cut me off, like so close. She almost shaved the front tire. I mean, that's how close. And they're like, oh, dude, what'd you do? Did you kill it? Did you throw a spark plug at it? You must have freaked out. I said, no. I just kind of said, wow, that was really close. and they're looking at me like, dude, what's the matter with you? What is it? Because I would have normally been freaking out, right? And I was like, no. And I told my friend,
the New York out of the kid right there.
Oh, my friend Neil was right across me. And I said, Neil, if you were to like cock back and like take a poke at me right now, I said, I would probably just let you do it. And they're like, what is the matter with you? What are you on? What did you take? I was like, nothing. They said, I took a medication the doctor gave me. What did he give you? Well, this Flexeril. And one of the guys knew it. He's like, no, you're riding a motorcycle on that stuff? I didn't know. It is such a heavy, but I actually have a high threshold to medication. I need like a Brian dose, even though I'm half the size. I just have a high threshold for medication. But this hit my threshold. It did exactly what it was supposed to do, man. But they said, be home in bed. I was like, yeah, maybe you're right. I stopped taking Flexeril after that.
Yeah.
Opposite. I need a lot less than they normally prescribe because they give it to you. If I take the amount of medicine that I'm supposed to take for some of those painkillers, I'm gone.
Case in point, when my sciatica just flared up this week, but when it was at its worst years ago, they gave me Oxycontin, Oxycodone, Vicodin. I had all of them, big bottles of them. They didn't do shit for me. They didn't do anything. I ended up trading them to people for stuff. I was like, yeah, you take them. I don't want them. It just didn't do anything. It didn't really hit me. So, and I'm like, what's all the big deal about this stuff? Everybody's getting, how are people getting hooked on this shit? I said, so
They
I don't
grind
know.
it up and snort it. That's how they get hooked on
I
it.
have a friend who did that. I was at his house one day, and he says, "Hey, yeah, I got something. Got something for you over on the Vice in the garage." I was like, "Oh, good." I thought he was going to give me, carburetor or something. Or, he's always giving me parts. I'd be like, "Hey, what? I don't see nothing." He goes, "No, on the Vice," and he had like lines laid out. I'm like, "What? Are you kidding me?" No, dude. I said, "No, that's not. No, thanks, but no thanks." I said, what is that?" Oh yeah, and it was either Vicodin or OxyContin, and he was at that time a full blown. I didn't realize it. I mean, I realized it then. He was a full blown addict, and he did have to go into. His family did intervention, and he did have to go into rehab because he would do whatever he could get his hands on. And I was like, oh man, that's pretty bad. You're snorting that stuff, like. Phew,
Oh, the Vice, the nice clean Vice, I'm sure.
no, yeah. It wasn't. Well, I think he had probably had a piece of aluminum or wood on top of
Oh,
it. Yeah, that was a platform. But I was like, oh boy, that's.
yeah. So I got this shoulder done on a Thursday, and they gave me hydrocodone.
Yeah.
I took it Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Every 4 hours. I was like, all right, I don't want pain to come, and I'll be in a tremendous amount of pain. Even with the pills, it was still hurting a little bit. So then Sunday I'm like, forget it. But the whole time I was taking it, I was adamant. I would get up, I would be nauseous, dizzy. I'm like, who likes this stuff? Why is this?
Go ride a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Take out a drag car. See what happens.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm like,
You won't care.
what people like
I'll
this?
tell you this.
Yeah.
You won't care.
Yeah.
No, that's that stuff. I understand now how people get addicted to it, and I understand what a scourge it is. But
Yeah.
it's one time I had, again, this is like 40 years ago, and I was at that job, and I was waiting. That was my first real corporate job, and I was waiting for my insurance to kick in because I had to get my wisdom teeth out. So again, we're in that lunchroom, and I'm talking with my one buddy, he was a drummer. He used to go out and do gigs in Queens all the time, and he's saying, "Hey, I said, yeah, on Monday," and I said, I won't be in for a couple of days. I'm going to get two of the wisdom teeth out. I got to take a few days off. Oh, okay, yeah, cool. So he goes, "Well, what are they going to give you for a painkiller?" I'm like, "How do I know? I didn't even get there yet. I don't know." So I was like a babe in the woods. Little did I know. So this guy, his name was Ray also, and he tells me, now they usually give you Percocet or Percodan, but he told me to ask for, I can't remember the name of it now. So, okay, I'm sitting in a chair. The doctor does all the stuff, the pre-stuff, and he says, "Okay, we're going to give you like a local anesthetic." He says, "But before I do that, I want to talk to you about pain medication." I'm like, "Oh yeah, right, yeah, okay." He goes, "Is there anything that you prefer or can't have?" And then I said, "Yeah, I'd like to get this stuff." And he was like, "What? What did you say?" And I said, "Yeah, only because I didn't know what it was." He goes, "Listen, because that's a step under morphine, the highest level, painkiller that we could legally prescribe, and it's such a common name, and I can't remember it." But he says, he goes, "Listen," he goes, if my work was that bad, that I had to do
that much pain.
no, well, I'll give you like Percocet or Percodan. I said, okay, fine. I think I took one, and then I didn't take any more because I also have a high threshold to pain. So I just ditched the rest, and I was like, yeah, no good. So,
All right, guys, time for me to bail out of here.
all right, Jim.
All right, Jim.
Hi, Jim.
Have a good
Hope
week,
everybody
man.
has a Merry Christmas.
Yes, sir. You too.
Same to you.
Thanks a lot. Take care.
All right.
Hey guys, I'm looking on my fuel fuel vapor canister.
Uh-huh.
It's $300.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Can I hit it with a hammer or something?
You can, but it probably won't fix it.
What the heck, man?
$300, and that's something you really, you couldn't get it used unless you knew it was off a lower mileage vehicle than your own, because could be in the same shape.
Yeah. Takes me 20 minutes to put $5 of gas in it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is it the Jeep?
Yeah.
Now, are you sure it's the canister? Because a lot of cars have trouble with the gulp valve or the purge valve. There's parts of the evap system that also cause that problem.
I don't know. I don't know. How do you check everything?
With a scanner, and it's kind of interesting because, well, the valves you can test. Sometimes you can do a vacuum test on them. I know some of them, they want you to have X amount of fuel in the tank, like a quarter of a tank of fuel,
Mhm.
before you can test, and that's why they tell you not to overfill, because it'll actually bypass and go into the canister.
Well, I never had to worry about that. I never fill it up because I'm always broke.
Yeah, but you don't know what the last guy did.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what the last guy did.
Yeah, I started doing it like a month ago.
Yeah.
Just started doing it all of a
Yeah.
sudden.
Well, talk to the guy who's helping you with the bus, the scanner guy. Maybe he can hook up to it and
Oh,
see.
yeah. Yeah, that's true.
But that evap stuff sits in a bad place. It's under the vehicle. There's usually a shield around it, but it's suspect to dirt
Elements.
and salt, and everything, mud, whatever's going to come up there, and it's all plastic. So,
Yeah.
it's
On my Silverado is bad too.
they
same
all
thing.
are. Yeah, they
Yeah.
all are. There's not much good they can do with it. So,
Yeah.
nasty places, nasty stuff.
Yeah. It's always my luck to be the most expensive part. Can't be the gas
Well,
cap.
Yes.
the gas cap. But these days, I'll tell you, stuff is expensive. Parts are expensive, and a lot of comebacks too. A lot of
Yeah.
stuff doesn't work the first time. So keep your receipt.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why the diagnostics is even more important, because you really want to get the right path before you just go spending money.
Yep. But even that don't hit all the time, because when the guy put it on the computer on this bus, it wasn't that. It wasn't the
Right.
projectors. It was the actual computer.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it could be this or this, and the computer is always the worst case scenario. That's always like, the one we don't want to talk about is needing a computer, because that's the most expensive. So a lot of guys will opt for a cheaper repair just to see if that does it.
Yeah.
Um,
So I actually need to start looking for a place to send my computer to have it redone. So I have my spare.
Talk to the scanner guy. They usually know.
Yeah.
Guys who do stuff like that.
Yeah, I did. He didn't know anybody.
No. Okay.
So I got to find a place to send it to.
Yeah.
Because it was nice having a backup. You know what I mean?
Oh, sure. Yeah. That's.
So the other computer you have that you're talking about now is the original one from the bus?
Yes. Yep.
So why did you switch it out? Was there something wrong? There was something wrong with that one?
Yeah. So when I broke down and it was acting like it was out of fuel. So they think
the fuel injectors. Yeah.
Yeah, so it wasn't any of that. It was the actual computer, because we changed the pump.
Yeah.
And we put the new pump on, and it still did the same thing. So we switched the computer, and it ran fine. So they think.
So you send the computer out, and they'll do fix whatever's broken with it.
Yeah, it's called
Diode or something. Who knows what?
Yes, fuel. I forget what he called it. Something, I don't know. So I need to send it out, get it fixed. Because the one I have in here is a spare, and my cruise control don't work and my speedometer's off.
Yeah.
But this one here is a higher horsepower. This one's 250 and my other one is 215. So this
you need to
thing
send that. Yeah, you need to send that one out, get that one updated,
Yeah.
and switch it back.
and then put it in, and then take the one that's in there now with the manual, send that one out, get that one fixed,
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
and then probably like $1,000 later, it could be all set.
Yeah, I'll be good.
So what do you when you send something out? What do you tell them? Like, send it like the third cactus southeast from the big rock that looks like a bear.
Yeah. Yeah, I got
Yes, where are you now? This is where I picture you that you're at, middle of nowhere, and it's like nothing, and then it's just a little town.
Well, yeah, Lewis showed us a picture
Pretty much.
last week. That was phenomenal. Of,
That's it.
of the view. Yeah, it was really cool.
yeah, so the town, say you're at the town, you go north or you go south, and there's BLM land, and they have 4 different spots. They have north, east, and west and south. So we're in the south section, and the south section is probably, I don't know, 5,000 acres, and each section is like acres, like.
Yeah.
And you just pull in. You come through the front gate, pay your money, and then you go find a place to park. And you just park in the desert. You're in the
Just gotta-
desert.
Oh, and she's just boondocking the whole time.
Yeah. Yep. So the south where I'm at is the only one that has the trash, water, and dump stations.
That's what you
The
want.
rest of them, they couldn't find water, so they don't have that.
Water
So-
hookup.
Yeah, the hookups, or not the hookups, but where you can dump your thing and then fill your water up. But you're still boondocking. Like there's no electric here. There's no
Oh, so you
power.
gotta drive the bus over, fill it with water, dump it,
Yeah.
go back to your spot.
But they have guys that come here with machines that the trucks that will pump you out and fill your water up
Fill
for
it up.
$100. But I ain't paying that. I can just drive.
Just
Try
drive
out
over
the
there.
street
Yeah, $100. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're right there.
That's why
But
we
people are
would
paying
have-
it though, because they don't want to pack everything up.
Yeah, exactly.
How did the term boondocking come up? What's the origin of that?
It's you're sitting out with nothing hooked up to you. You're just in the boondocks. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, I got my own water, I got my own lights, electric, everything is, here.
Self-sufficient.
So I guess everybody uses mostly probably solar, right? I would imagine.
Yeah, solar and generators.
Yeah, but they need gas. You gotta go find gas, right?
Yeah, well, there's a gas station. We're not
You
far
got
from the
bikes
town.
around?
We're only like 3 miles from the town, and the
Yeah.
town has everything. It has dollar stores, grocery stores, gas stations,
Yeah.
truck stops. Post office, everything's there. No Walmarts or nothing like that. No big stores, but
So if you were gonna
everything
get mail,
else
you would have to
is
get it at the. You have to get mail at that post office.
no.
on.
If you get a post office box, you can. But I had my daughter just mail it to UPS.
Third cactus from the left.
Yeah.
So you really have to like. I mean, I could. I knew when you were talking about this even years ago that it wasn't the life for me. But now I'm really trying to wrap my head around it. Like day in, day out, you're self-sufficient on this plot of land, and you got the town that's 3 miles away that's kind of limited. I guess you really have to. You got to have a mindset for that.
Well, you know what, Ray? When I'm sitting here, I keep saying that, man, I can't believe people are living this way all winter. And it's great. It's like so peaceful. I mean, it's a whole different mindset.
I get that. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh.
It's like a neighborhood. So any direction I look, I see another camper. And they're all doing the same thing. Everybody's sitting in their lawn chairs, just relaxing and watching the sky, watching the sunset. It's a whole different. I would have done this 10 years ago if I knew about it.
I
You
think
know
it
what I mean?
takes a certain type of person to do that because I don't think that's for me.
I don't
How
think I
long
can
have
sit
we
there.
been going to court site? About
So you gotta pay. Is it like a weekly pay, or how do you have to?
No,
That's
you
fine.
you could pay $180 for 7 months from September to April.
What the heck? That's not bad.
And you get free water and free garbage and free dump station.
So you just
So
need
the
food.
only thing different is from your neighborhood is once every 2 weeks you got to go down the street and dump your toilet
Right.
and fill your water back up. You come back to your spot and hook back up. It's not different. I mean, it's different, but Ray, I think if you came out here for a week, I think you'd like it. The only bad thing is you don't have your garage and your toys. You know
Well,
what I mean?
that's
what I mean.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm really too connected to material things.
Yeah.
I'm jonesing now because when we had this cold snap, you know, I can't go out and play in the garage. I have a heater out there, but it's kind of it's nominal. So even the carburetor I was working on, I brought it down into my basement so I could work on it down here. But yeah, now when I'm out there, you know, get the music going, I got the cigar. You know, it's a whole nother life out there. Now I that's what I don't like about the winter.
You
So that's why-
you need the right setup.
Right.
You need a
So that's
toter
why
home
people
with a stacker.
Yeah. There's a guy right up the street here who got a stacker. And there's guys with
There's a shop.
semis, with full semi trailers that they're living in half
Yeah.
of it, and they got their
Oh, wow.
toys, garages.
Yeah.
See that's the thing. Come out here in the winter and go home in the summer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you can't do too much in the winter there.
Right.
So why not come where good weather and you know,
And you don't want to be there in the summer because you probably get
right
cooked.
too hot.
Yeah.
Quartzsite in the summer gets up to about an average of 100 and 104.
Ooh-wee.
It gets. I came through there a few years back, right after my wife and I got married, about 25 years ago, and I stopped in Quartzsite in the summer. Oh God!
Yeah, it's
And
hot.
I'm a hot weather boy. I thought I was gonna die.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different world.
Well,
Yep.
we like to stop there because we always stop at the free campsites where you just
Mhm.
sign up. No amenities at all. There's nothing.
Yeah, you can just pull in, you can stay there 14 days, and then you got to move at least
Yes.
20 miles away, and you stay
Yeah.
another 14 days.
But
Or you could
we've never
pay-
s- We've never stayed there that long because we're always heading somewhere else.
Yeah.
But it's a nice stop because it doesn't cost anything.
Yep.
And it's quiet.
And it's flat. I mean, I didn't have to level up. I just pull in and pull the brake. That's it.
We keep threatening to go there sometime and go exploring because there's a lot of mining around there.
Yep.
A lot of abandoned mines and that. A lot of good minerals, but we're always too busy. We're always heading someplace.
Yeah. So anytime I traveled, I was always too busy. I was taking a load somewhere or, trying to get somewhere. Now I'm just taking my time and, we're just going to go see everything. Take our time and look at stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I will say you are true to your word. I mean, that's what you said right from the start. That's what you wanted to do, and it sounded kind of like a pie in the sky theory. But I give you credit, man. You stuck to your word. You're doing exactly what you said you were going to do.
Yeah.
Credit for that.
Yeah. And I'm loving it. I mean,
That's even better.
yeah. In the daytime, my solar builds my batteries up, and at nighttime, I use, I've still got all my lights and everything.
I mean, that's the thing. As long as the technology keeps up, it makes it easy. And let's face it, you're doing it now a way that people, even 20 years ago, couldn't do it.
Mhm.
So it really is a lot nicer this way. It's comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
That's the key. Is that's what we built is to be comfortable. So sometimes it gets a little. Well, in the wintertime, the sun is not as high, so my batteries don't charge all the way up because I'm not getting the full blown sun.
Yeah.
So every once in a while, I cut my generator on just to get it juiced up.
Yeah.
Well, Quartzsite's changed an awful lot in the 25 years that we've been around. Because when I first went there, they always had traffic jams down at the
Big Tent.
no,
Um,
I can't remember which one of those.
It's something walls. I can't think of the name of it, but they call a certain section. I can't think of the name of it. But yeah, next month, like right after Christmas, is when they all start coming in. There'll be They said 5 million people here.
Wow.
Oh,
And
it'll
Ray,
be
when I
crowded
tell
for a
you,
bit.
I tell you, from when we got here, there's probably 200 people come in a day.
Really?
Trailers and trucks and RVs. It's crazy. It's like I couldn't imagine this.
But why the ebb and flow? Why the change? Like, why wouldn't it just be?
Well, people come. Well, it's too hot in the summer. Then people come after the holidays because they spend the holidays with their family. Then they come out here for the winter,
Okay.
and then they got a big show in January. It's a big RV show. I guess it's one of the biggest RV shows in the country.
Okay.
And they'll have all kind of vendors, and they put up this real huge tent,
Gotcha.
and it's just a big thing here. Everybody makes their money in December and January.
You talk about the holidays. I was in Walmart today, and what did I see on one shelf closest to the register? Valentine's Day candy is out.
Ain't that crazy?
Walmart. Yeah.
Nope. My buddy at the a buddy that runs the Safeway, that he said that Valentine's